Hi, I'm Tom Zelenka. Now, I'm just a beginner in the kitchen. In every episode of Carolina Cooking, I meet a different chef from a famous restaurant in the Carolinas who'll teach me to cook their secret recipes in just 30 minutes or less. Really good.
Welcome to Carolina Cooking, shot on location at the Mansion on Forsyth Park and the 700 Kitchen Cooking School. Now, here's your host, Tom Zelenka.
Hi, welcome to Carolina Cooking. I'm your host, Tom Zelenka. This is the show where we find the best chefs from the best restaurants all around North and South Carolina, and we bring them here to teach you and me their incredible recipes. You and I, we get to learn together, and we do these recipes, sometimes they're secret recipes, in 30 minutes or less. Today, we're doing capellini crab cakes. Capellini would be the pasta here, which can also be called angel hair if you felt crazy enough to do that. And we're also using jicama to make a jicama salsa. Jicama is up front here. I've never seen it before in my life, so I have a number of questions for our chef today. Our chef comes to us from City Tavern in Charlotte, North Carolina. He's the corporate chef. It's John Catita. John, I appreciate you coming out.
Tom, great to be here.
Great to be. Thank you for bringing your jicama. And where did you find jicama?
Jicama is a root vegetable. It's from Mexico. It's very firm. It has a flavor somewhere like a underripe pear.
An underripe pear. Okay. And why jicama? Is this something that's now becoming popular, or?
Jicama's actually been around in America since about early 90s. And this was one of the original recipes that we came up with for City Tavern. It's the crab cake recipe is one of the ones that put us on the map.
Okay.
And the jicama just gives the salsa a nice bite. It has the porous quality to take on the vinaigrette dressing that we marinated in, and it just really gives the dish a unique finish.
Okay, so we also put the pasta in here, and that's our salsa up front. So we should just go ahead and probably get started. And saying it tastes like an underripe pear is exactly right. It tastes like a pear that's you pulled off the tree just a little bit too early.
Still has a little firm bite to it.
So what do we do first here?
First, we're going to start by peeling the jicama. It actually peels very easily. It peels almost the way a banana would peel. The skin just peels right off.
Ah.
And we can peel it through.
Can I give it a shot here?
And here's a piece all cleaned up nice.
So if you got to this part right here, you could just use your knife to kind of get under the edge there?
Right? A little paring knife would do as well.
Ah, so I got my little paring knife here.
You need a little bit bigger knife to handle that.
And then you could just get a corner up and you just peel it off.
Right.
And it comes off just like that. All right. So we've already done some of the work for ourselves.
Got a piece here all
nice and easy.
peeled.
All right. And how do you want this chopped up?
We're going to do a fine dice. Put a little edge on my knife.
Here, I'll put a little edge on my knife too.
Let me stand back from you when you do that.
Okay.
Very
all
good.
done. Whew. Nice. Oh. Wow. Nice and sharp. Okay. What do we do now?
You want to make a few quarter-inch thick slices.
Quarter. Okay. Let me give you one here. There you go. Quarter inch.
What we're going to do is just come down.
Uh-huh.
And then stack them.
Okay.
We'll make some
That one's not
parallel
a good
cuts
piece. Okay.
like this, and we'll do a very organized, tight dice.
Organized tight dice. All right. Oop.
In a French kitchen, we would call this a brunoise.
A brunoise. Good to know. How's my brunoise?
Very good. Yours and I's look almost identical.
Oh yeah, no. Well, what I did, you did the micro version, I did the macro version, just to show the audience that there could be two different sizes to your brunoise.
Very
right?
good. That's actually a medium dice, but we're getting closer.
Okay, fine.
Why don't you finish off this pile?
All right. So just little ones, right?
Very good.
Okay. All righty. So there we go.
Stop when you get blood.
All right, I'm done, and I didn't even get blood, so I'm learning a little something there. So now this all goes where?
We're going to start with this bowl.
Okie-doke.
The addition of the jicama, fine diced red pepper, red onion, and green pepper.
Okay, so jicama first.
Right?
All right. And you want some of the ones I expertly chopped here?
Why don't we stick with mine?
Well, mine are all behind us now, both figuratively and literally. Now what? The red pepper?
Right, in any order,
Okay.
just combine all
All right,
ingredients.
so red pepper, and it's about equal parts, right?
Yes.
Okay, so green pepper.
And a little less on the onion because of the strength of the flavor.
Okey-doke. Now, is there any way to take the flavor of onion out of an onion? I mean, is there any way to, if it was too strong for you, could
Yeah,
you?
if you did a very short blanch in hot water, it would knock down the intensity of the onion.
So if you're not a big fan of onion, you could just knock it down a little bit.
Right, or omit it from the dish.
Okay.
Not a problem.
All right, and now what goes in?
A little red wine vinegar.
Red wine vinegar.
And that's about half a cup.
Okay.
And again, about half a cup of olive oil.
Half a cup of
And it's
olive
fine
oil.
to just eyeball that half a cup because we actually drain off some of the vinaigrette after it's marinated.
Alrighty.
A little fresh chopped garlic.
Chopped garlic, already minced up here.
That's about half a teaspoon.
All right.
And
There we
some
go.
salt and pepper.
And some salt and pepper, which we already have together here. All of this or just
All of it.
pinch?
That's
Ooh.
about a teaspoon of
Okay.
salt and pepper. mix.
And now we just mix it?
Yep. Toss that together. You have a spoon right there on the wall.
Ah, spoons. Who needs spoons? You know what I'm saying? When you got these 5 lovely digits right here.
And I can assure you, Tom washed his hands at the beginning of this show.
I did, yes. You're really hoping I did, aren't you, right about it now? We got to eat this later, you and me.
Very good. Now we're going to let that marinate.
Okay.
That's why we did it first. We're going to
Okay.
push that off to the side and get started with our crab cake.
Sure. What do we have to do for our crab cakes?
The crab cake is a wonderful dish. It's bound with capellini and egg, and that's what gives it its character.
Capellini is right here.
So we need to break a few eggs.
Okay.
Can't make an omelet without breaking a few eggs.
All right. So there would be our eggs. You want to get one? I'll get one.
Sure.
Okay. All right. And then just whisk them up.
Right?
All right. And then we're just going to put the capellini in there.
Right. Now capellini is actually one size larger than angel hair. A true angel hair is very, very, very fine. Almost
Oh.
too fine for our application.
Okay.
But this capellini works just right.
Good to know. What's the, is there another name for spaghetti? Thin spaghetti? When does it become thin spaghetti? When does it become spaghetti? I don't understand that. You know, at some point it's...
That's a chef's mystery. We don't
No.
really divulge
when it
the
becomes
different
spaghetti?
pastas.
Come on, seriously, you can tell us when it becomes spaghetti.
You know, linguine, spaghetti, it's all the same thing, just a little bit thinner, thicker, flat, round, like that.
Okay.
Perfect.
So what does this do with the crab cakes?
The crab cakes are gonna, in the final product, have a nice spidery look to them.
Okay.
And the capellini is actually a binding ingredient, which is gonna hold the crab meat together so that we could actually make the meatball of the form of the cake. And it also gives it the unique character of the final dish.
All right. Well, when we come back, we're going to finish up making our crab cakes, and we're going to add this to it, and we're going to probably make a little bit more of a mess when Carolina Cooking continues. Is this mixed up enough, or do we? Is that what we're looking for? Okay.
Just right.
All righty. So now all I need to do is just get myself a towel, and I'll be set. Or if I can just,
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with Chef John. I just made that noise. I'm here with Chef John Catita from City Tavern in Charlotte, North Carolina, and we are making up crab cakes, and now we're making a
Remolade sauce.
Remolade sauce already. And so we're mixing it up in the food processor here. And what goes into it first?
We're going to use capers, which is a little marinated pod that comes from a flour.
Okay.
So you can throw all those in.
All the capers and the juice?
And the juice.
Okay. Now, John, I know you may not notice this, but I've never done this before. I have never made a remoulade sauce, let alone, made these fancy crab cakes like you've brought here with us.
We're going to do, we're using a Robocusa. We get a very, very fine puree, so when we use our squirt bottle to garnish the dish,
Okay.
it doesn't stick up
So
in
what
the
goes
end of
next?
the bottle. Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
You can do about a 2-to-1 ratio of mayonnaise to ketchup.
So big spoon of mayo?
Yeah, one more like that should do it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Great.
All right.
And about half that ketchup, which is about half a cup.
Okay. And this is just your ordinary ketchup, not your fancy ketchup?
That's your ordinary.
Ordinary ketchup.
Probably have that in your refrigerator.
I probably do.
Juice of 1 lemon.
Juice of 1 lemon. Okay. Alrighty.
A little pinch of cayenne pepper.
Ooh, a pinch of cayenne to give it a little heat. Alright. Is that enough pinch or
Maybe
more?
one
pinch?
more.
Alright.
I got a bigger pincher than
Yeah,
you.
you do. You have a bigger pincher. Alright.
And that's it. Pop the lid on it and
pop the lid and
blast
let it go.
off.
Alrighty. And so then that all chops up all the capers and everything like that?
Let that run till it's very fine
Okay.
and you don't see any more chunks.
Now, this is something you serve at City Tavern, is that right?
Yes,
There's
this is
actually
one of our
all of them?
signature one of our signature dishes.
All the City Taverns? How many are there?
4, and each one is identical to the next. That's
Okay.
that's what we strive for. That every City Tavern meal, if you have it in one restaurant, it's going to be identical in the next.
And they're all in the Charlotte area?
Yes, all within about half an hour of each other.
Okay. Alrighty. And so hopefully mine will be just like you could get it at City Tavern too.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So what do we do now? Can we start on the crab cake making process, or do
Sure.
we need to let this go a little bit more? Well,
While that's running, we can start with the crab meat.
okay.
Now this is claw meat. It's very inexpensive. You don't really need jumbo lump at $16 a pound to
good.
make a great crab cake.
Good.
This is about $5 a pound, 5 and change. I'm sure you can find it at your local seafood market or upscale grocer.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great product. It's got a lot of flavor. The claws tend to run a little sweeter than the lump meat.
Yep.
So I actually prefer this, and it's less expensive. So
Okay,
it's a
well-
great dish to make at home.
That's good.
Add all your ingredients. We're going
Okay.
to start with some breadcrumb as a
Breadcrumbs.
binder,
Alrighty.
some fine grated Parmesan cheese,
Parm. Alright.
scallion and red pepper for color,
Scallion. Or green onions too.
and you could substitute that with chive,
Okay. Red pepper. Not
Very
tomatoes. That's red pepper.
and about half that of garlic.
Half this of garlic, okay? Alright. You want any cayenne pepper in here?
Good 2 pinches.
Good 2 pinches. Give it 3. There we go.
Beautiful.
Alright. Now is our remoulade done over here?
That's fine.
Is that good and that'll come squeezing out of our little bottle there?
That ought to
Okay.
squeeze just fine.
Alright, and then this gets mixed up, or do we need to add our noodles now?
Let's combine all ingredients.
Okay.
What you want to try to avoid is overworking the pasta, so combine these first.
I got you.
And then we have a capellini pasta with egg
to mix
coated.
in, to incorporate in.
that we fold in at the very end.
You got gloves.
Yes, I'm going to
All
stay
right.
nice and clean, and you are going to
That's-
get messy.
That's fine. Alright. I was just worried that there was something you
Now, a
knew
little
about.
gentle with the crab meat because you want to leave the
Oh.
big claw chunks.
Okay,
Everybody likes to hit a
easy
nice
boy.
chunk in their crab cake.
Easy, yes, you're a good little crab meat. We'll do a little Bob Ross. Remember the guy that used to do the paintings?
Yes.
You know, oh, these are where all my little crab friends live in here. Oh, look, there's a little crab claw right in there. That's where our little crab lives, right?
That's enough time.
Okay.
Now we can put the
It's freaking
capellini
you out a little?
bit.
All right.
You
All
can
right.
lay the capellini right over the top.
Okay. And this already has the egg in it, which we did the last segment there.
Right.
Okay.
And this is kind of a unique way of combining things. You're going to want to get 2 hands in that bowl, fingertips only, and you're going to do a twisting motion. Start from center and twist your hands out.
Oh, okay, give
Center
it a shot.
and twist your hands out.
I'm not grasping
You're
this
going to
exactly.
get in here like this and just gently
Ah,
twist.
I gotcha.
If you
Okay.
do too much wild mixing,
Okay.
you're going to chop the capellini all up into little bits, and that's not going to give us what we want. We want the capellini cakes to have long, beautiful, spidery capellini sticking out from all sides. That's the technique. Beautiful.
Oh, thank you.
It's like you've done this before.
No, actually, I never have, but you know, sometimes I can fake it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very
And so,
good.
would you like some of this to make a crab cake out
Yes,
of now?
as soon as you start to get that feel where it can bind like a meatball,
Uh-huh.
you've got it right. So that
Okay.
looks pretty good.
Alrighty.
Very nice.
Okey-doke.
So we pick up, make sure you have equal parts of capellini and crab meat together.
Uh-huh.
Let me see what you got there. Yeah, you're pretty good. Pretty good.
Okay.
And what you want to do is just start to pack it gently.
Okay,
Make sure
gently
you have
pack it.
capellini in there.
I definitely have capellini in here.
And then the
I don't know if I have
final
any crab
squeeze,
in here.
you put the shape on it with your hands. You make almost like an OK sign with this hand.
Uh-huh.
And you're pinching with this hand. That's getting it flat, and that's getting it round. And that should be your
Okay.
shape for your crab cake. Let's see how you're doing there.
Oh, I'm perfect, I think. Right like that, right?
Excellent.
Yeah. What about the
Excellent
stringy
work.
things? You just kind of wrap those around?
Those are perfect to just hang.
Like that?
Beautiful.
Okay.
Beautiful work.
Alrighty.
Look at that. They look just like mine.
So can we go ahead and fry these now?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. You're going to drop those into a preheated pan with olive oil.
All right. There's one.
Very
And
nice.
I like this one. We'll do this one right here.
Sure. You can do a
Alrighty.
third if you like.
This third one. Okay. Ooh. There you go.
And the more stringy the capellini is like that, the
Really?
better.
Okay. Alrighty. And do we just let those fry up there?
Very good.
And how long do they take to fry up?
These are going to go about a minute on each side till they take real golden brown color.
Uh-huh.
And we can always keep them warm in an oven if you were having a party and having some guests over.
Okay.
You can get them colorful on two sides and then hold them in a 200-degree oven for an hour until your guests are ready.
Let's just say perhaps maybe you were desperately alone and you didn't have any friends that would ever come over, you know, just hypothetically.
You'd make a cheese sandwich.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll continue to fry up our crab cakes. I'm going to make a few more because the crew looks pretty darn hungry. And I'll come back and talk to Aris Ragazeas and find out which wine he's paired with our crab cakes when Carolina Cooking continues.
Make a nice flat surface. Okay.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with our wine expert, Aris Ragazeas, here in the wine cellar at the mansion on Forsyth Park. And Aris, we're making crab cakes. What did you pick to go with that?
Well, with crab cakes, I was looking for a nice, dry, crisp, refreshing, aromatic white wine.
Okay.
And what I picked was the Reserve Yellowtail Pinot Grigio.
Now, Pinot Grigio, is that the grape?
Yeah, sort of.
Oh, sort of.
Yes. The real name for the grape is Pinot Gris,
Okay.
but in Italy, they call it Pinot Grigio.
Ah, because, you know, they're different in Italy.
Yeah, they were a little
Yeah.
different. And Pinot Grigio, for some reason, has become so popular in the American marketplace that a lot of wineries that were calling their wines Pinot Gris, which is the correct name, have started calling it Pinot Grigio to sort of ride on the coattails of the popularity.
They're rebels like you, Aris.
It's marketing.
Yeah.
It's not rebels. It's just simple marketing.
Well,
now this is not from Italy though.
Okay.
This is from Australia.
Well, I was going to say, speaking of marketing, I have seen this kangaroo everywhere.
Yes, this is very widely available. This winery is noted for making very easily to afford wines,
Okay.
but at good quality. You look at all the magazines, and they all talk about the quality price ratio, and this winery always comes out on top in all of their wines.
Okay. And I'm definitely getting
Ooh.
some apples when you first
Yeah,
come
but I
in.
mean, it just blows
Yeah,
right at you.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a good smell to it. Now, Yellowtail is they grow the wines, or they just kind of grow the grapes, or do they source out the
They
grapes?
probably source out a lot
Okay,
because
alrighty.
they make too much wine just to own all their vineyards. But they got good winemaking, they got good technology, and they can make a consistent product year after year. And it's consistently good, and it's consistently flavored. Also, you're not going to get too much vintage variation.
Okay, and how many cases does a winery like this put out?
I don't know the exact number,
Just
but it's
tons
a lot
and
because
tons?
you can find it everywhere, and it's a good value.
Yeah, absolutely, a good value, which is something I'm always looking for, especially when
So
I'm
am I.
spending the pricey money to get lumped crab meat to make some crab cakes. Speaking of which, I got to get back to the kitchen,
Okay.
finish cooking, and I'll be doing that when Carolina Cooking continues.
You can find the secret recipes of the best chefs in the Carolinas, all in one book, the Carolina Cooking Cookbook. Find the Carolina Cooking Cookbook in Amazon.com and our website, carolinacooking.tv.
Hi, welcome back to Carolina Cooking. I'm here with John Catita, the corporate chef of City Tavern in Charlotte, and we are ready to plate up our crab cakes. They are fried up and done, and so what do we need first?
Start with arugula on the plate.
Okie dokie. And I'm trying to make mine match just like yours, so you just do a couple of leaves like that.
Beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Very nice.
And then the
Few-
crab cakes?
2 crab cakes right on
Can I
there.
just pick them up? Will they fall
Sure.
apart?
No, they're
Okay.
fine.
Alrighty. Or, alright.
Nice.
Oh, look, so I'm doing the stack.
Beautiful.
Alright.
Little jicama salsa.
A little kick of my salsa here in the back.
And let it drain off as you pick it up.
Alright.
Nice. And you can get this dish at City Tavern in Charlotte.
Okay. And so, and then,
Nice
this is our
blast with the
remoulade that we
remoulade.
made in the food processor. And then I'm just kind of going across like this.
Right.
Okay.
Nice and fast.
So,
Beautiful.
No, thank you, thank you. Looks exactly like yours. I have to say these are twins right here.
Give
Really.
it a little parsley finish.
Okay. Alrighty, a little parsley. And now let me do something for you. Let me get you a glass of our yellowtail here.
Now you're talking.
All right. Don't have to twist your arm too hard, do I? And you're welcome to grab a fork and give it a shot here and see how well we have done. I'm just going to get a little bit of this salsa here. Wow, that is good. To find out more about our recipe, to find out more about our wine, more about our chef or City Tavern, visit our website at www.carolinacooking.tv. I'm Tom Zelenka, and that's Carolina Cooking.
Go to carolinacooking.tv for the recipes featured on this show. Plus, on carolinacooking.tv, you'll find more information on the wines, chefs, and foods of Carolina Cooking. That's carolinacooking.tv.
Carolina Cooking is filmed on location in 700 Kitchen Cooking School at the Mansion on Forsyth Park Hotel in Savannah, Georgia. For details on their hands-on cooking classes, call 888-711-5114 to book a class.